Stable exit at Golf.
Alright, I'm going to spend another couple seconds. Currently disabled. Stop recording. It is recording. It is flashing on the front.
And 55 Kilo, you're heading back over to the T hangars.
Alright, let's go through our pre-check
TSS 12 gun, I've got one for Foxtrot there.
Alright, trim set.
Trims are...
Roger. 55 Kilo, Bravo, Foxtrot
Set for
parking.
Mixture rich.
Mixture is fully rich.
Fuel pump is on.
Fuel pump is on.
Fuel status check.
We're on the right tank.
Flaps as required.
Flaps are set.
Engine instruments check.
Everything over there is still looking good.
This thing is?
That is my ammeter.
Cool.
So that's actually a battery charge, discharge meter. So 0 is about what we want to see.
Okay. Canopy closed and locked.
Canopy is closed and locked.
Harnesses secure.
Harnesses are secured. There will be a couple of times throughout the flight I'll just reach over and give you a tug.
Yeah, I might just go ahead. There we go. Okay. Collision lights on.
Lights are on.
Controls free.
Controls are free and correct.
Transponder in out mode and radio on tower.
We are on tower.
Complete.
Cool. And you can just set that between us if you want to.
Alright.
And Executive Tower, experimental 4074 Victor, holding short 36 at Alpha, ready for departure to the south.
4074 Victor, Exec Tower, runway 36, cleared for takeoff, either left or right turn, southbound proof.
Cleared for takeoff, 36, we'll be making left turn out. So you know the whole procedures here. We get out here, power goes in, stick goes forward, tail comes up, and off we go. And power goes in. Stick goes forward, airspeed is alive. Oil pressure's still looking good. And off we go. They've taken away some of my outs heading to the north here. Generally, my out is going to be over there on the Flum, but they're doing construction on Flum.
Yeah, I was planning on coming down Flum today, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, obviously not.
Yeah, I've had to start going around because I'll stop at that Casey's right there to get gas. And I can't quite do that anymore. Alright, well, if you want to fly, you can go ahead and take controls.
I want to watch you fly.
Okay. That'll work then. So generally what we'll do is we'll just head straight out to the south. I'll get almost parallel to, not almost parallel, but a beam of K81 down there.
Okay.
We'll do some maneuvers, and then we'll head over and do a couple of landings.
Sounds good.
And Executive Tower, 421 Golf, Mike, visual 36. November 421 Golf, Mike, Exec Tower, direct to the right base, runway 36, you're cleared to land. Right base, 36, cleared to land, 421 Golf, Mike.
It's definitely a little bit warmer out here.
So this was automatically reading the
and
mag.
421 Golf, Mike, where are you going to be parking at?
And then showing you your drops.
Showing the drops.
Stand
yeah.
by, hold on just a second, 421 Golf, Mike.
That's handy.
Yeah. It is a pretty nice little nice feature there for us.
Okay, thanks. And there's a lot of construction going on that side of the airport.
And in
so
particular, so the thing that takes me a long time is not watching the mag graphs, but then watching the CHTs, EGTs rise.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I just get some quick indication? Yep, they're all going up, and then, okay, they're all going down.
Unfortunately, I've only got this single EGT HT, so I don't really have all of the, I can't watch everything.
Just even the concept that, like, you can detect, oh, you're doing the mag check, here's your drop.
Yep. This also has the ability to turn off one side or the other. So if I think that there's something funny going on, I can turn off and monitor only the left side, only the right side. Maybe that's, I think that's actually opposite. I'm turning off the right side, turning off the left side.
Okay.
Not turning it off, turning off the monitoring of it.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we'll climb up to 4 or 5, see if we can get a little bit cooler air.
You know what? It just is what it is.
And again, this guy is not connecting to red. Maybe.
Good start to a hot summer day.
I mean, it's better than coming out and finding my battery hadn't been charging. There we go. Now we should get traffic up there as well. Yeah, I really like the breadcrumb trails that we leave behind us.
Yeah.
But especially on a day like today, you can really see what the maneuvers, like how well you're doing the maneuvers. Have you heard of Clouds Ahoy?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Oh, yes.
Sounds like there's some history.
There is. There is some frustration that Garmin does not even aspire
To do anything like that?
to do things like that.
I mean, we have all of the data.
Correct. We have it all. Literally, they take our data,
Yeah.
do stuff with it. I was like, okay, so we're just going to buy them? Like, we can't do it ourselves. Can we buy them and obviously stifle innovation? The answer to that was also no.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I've only used it a couple of times. But if I plan on getting a CFI, I'll probably go ahead and pay the, what is it, $75 for a year. Try it out for a little while because it gives you gradings of your procedures.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, 6443 Juliet, doing the left 360 to stay out of the way.
Looks like there's not really a lot of people out here. We'll go ahead and do some clearing turns here. And off to the right side.
We've got the RV in sight. We'll come back around and re-enter the downwind.
I see nobody out to our right. Nobody's down below us. I climbed a little bit in that turn. We'll go back over to the left side. It is really hazy out there. And it looks clear to me. See anybody?
Nope.
Please summit traffic, Cessna 12668 will be crossing runway 11 at Alpha.
We are about 10 miles away.
Please summit traffic, Cherokee 6443 Juliet in the right downwind for runway 36 Midwest, or please summit traffic.
Miami traffic, experimental 4074 Victor, 4,000 feet, 8 miles east maneuvering, Miami.
LJ59 Charlie, base 36.
And so the first ones are the commercial steep turns.
180 Alpha Papa is left-hand downwind.
You know, it's funny just how much less effort this requires in an RV than it does in an Aero.
I have done absolutely zero trim at all. We're still right there at the same point that we were when we took off.
Just so casual, like, oh yeah, then like, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. There's a whole lot more trim with yours, a whole lot more power control.
Power changes, trim, and you're like fighting it, everything. RV's just nice and smooth, like, oh yeah.
Yep, for the most part. As long as you don't add a little bit too much forward pressure when you're rolling out and drop off your altitude at the very beginning. And then have to slowly try and climb back up to it.
Traffic, Cherokee 6443 Juliet and a right base for runway 36.
Nice.
Dropped a little bit too much there. I started at about 4,400 on that second turn.
See the Bonanza. Well,
Alright, so those are the steep turns. Let's see, winds are coming from behind us. I'll turn us away. We'll do a Shondell while we're monitoring our CHT, just because it is a little bit hotter. We'll probably only be able to get one before it gets outside of the range where I would like to be comfortable doing the maneuvers.
Okay.
So full power maneuver, climbing, turning, you know what a Shondell is. I won't explain too much of it. Add power, turn away, begin pitching up.
Traffic, Cherokee 6443 Juliet, short final.
At our 90-degree point, we should be at our maximum pitch. And we'll begin slowly pulling out our bank. Adding more and more right rudder as we get all the way around. And I overshot that.
436, touch and go.
There's a lot more pitch that you need than I'm used to adding.
Okay.
So I'm always trying to out that, let myself slow down.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to end that, 15 knots, 10 to 15 knots over your stall speed. But we're starting this at 130. Stall speed's around 60.
That's a lot of pitch it's got to go.
I'm just letting that guy level off.
Yep. That looks like a good flight.
Yeah, that was Tony and I's flight. So I was showing him, we headed down, we went right over the top of Miami, got out there, did some maneuvers, came in and did the used autopilot to do an approach in. So I'll do our spirals while we're here, just so that we can get a little bit cooler. Let's see, look for a good point. So airspeed, we're aiming for about 90 knots. I need to adjust that G, just because that is not actually our best glide.
Okay.
I think this field behind us is probably going to be our best option.
That's a pretty good field.
Yeah, considering there's nothing but trees around there. Honestly, we could probably make it over to Miami from here. Yeah, we could make it to Miami from here, but that's not what the commercial maneuver is for. So airspeed, best landing area. At this point I would restart checklists, verify that our fuel change tank is what I would do. Carb heat, mixtures in, fuel pump on, look for a fuel flow. If there's nothing, I'd flip over to the other tank, still look for a fuel flow, attempt to restart. The propeller is out there windmilling. That is 2 turns. Well, 1 turn and a half. We've still got engine power. I would be attempting the restart. The propeller is still windmilling, so we should have magnetos going over. If it weren't, I would attempt to start it. If no start, I'll start making some radio calls. I'd probably already be making radio calls anyways. We are 7 miles northeast of, 5 miles east of Miami. We would let guard know that's where we are, where we're planning on going down. I would also probably activate the ELT. That is 2.5 turns around. We've still got 3,000 feet to the ground. And I did let the wind blow us away from our point a little too much. So, work on keeping that point as I'm talking through everything that I'm doing. But at this point, we've spiraled down plenty enough.
6 miles to the
Our
southeast.
engine is cool.
Going to maneuver for 45 to the downwind for runway 36 right pattern. Lee Summit traffic.
El Dorado, Sky 8 Hotel Charlie. We're upwind to 36.
And we'll do a Chandelle off to the right side this
We
time.
can switch over to 4 if you guys want.
So that previous Chandelle had a nice, pretty tight position there. This one will be a lot less tight.
Good stuff.
Oh.
Good stuff.
Well, that's a first. And you can see that our breadcrumbs even dropped off there.
5.5 miles southwest.
Huh. All right, well, Chandelle off to the right side. Power goes in. Our bank goes in. Our pitch begins coming in. At 90 degrees, we are at about our maximum pitch. Begin slowly bringing out that bank. And there's our 90 degrees at 60 knots. We'll hold that altitude as we accelerate away.
March traffic air tractor left base runway 9.
Just like that. I wish we still had our breadcrumbs there. That's a little disappointing.
Lee Summit traffic, Cessna 12668, departing runway 36.
And then Lazy 8's the fun one. Oh, that camera's actually still recording. And you've done Lazy 8, so riding the half pipe.
I actually do not understand Lazy 8.
No? So the way that I kind of picture it to myself is that I'm riding inside of a half pipe.
Okay.
So I'm going up, I'm starting my turn, I come around the top, my nose drops down through, I come leveling out, and then as I'm going back through the other side, I want to be facing back out 180 degrees. We then go through and do it again. The thing with doing it in like a 172, you know, it is a very lazy maneuver. But again, with his, you know, we're up here at the top, 20 degrees pitch up, and we're still at 80 knots, or 80 miles an hour. So you've got to be a lot more dramatic with it. Traffic.
El Dorado, Skyhawk 9.
See him?
Yep, inside.
Left base, runway 23, El Dorado.
All right, well, we'll go off the other direction again. So, you know, really, if we wanted to be a little bit more fun with it, we would get more pitch up, more bank through the top here. There's closer, there was 75. And we're aiming for 4,400. About where we came out, a little under.
Okay, Got you guys here at 181.
I wasn't quite as aggressive on the pitch up over to that side. Ow, busted down 100 feet.
Bummer.
Alright. Yeah, that's most of the maneuvers.
Okay, so I've always heard lazy 8 be more like you're drawing a figure 8.
Drawing a lazy 8 on it.
Right,
But
it's
if
just
you
like, just focus on the horizon.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is kind of weird, but like that, I'm like, yeah, we're riding the half pipe. That makes much more sense to it.
And that's the reason, like, yeah, okay, you are drawing an 8. You know, you're slowly making that, but it's not really keeping that fixed point. So, like, my mind doesn't take a paintbrush and put it on the nose and draw
That's
that.
what I was just thinking.
It's like drawing this huge thing through the sky. So, yeah, I think I'm right there with you, is that it's just not quite as intuitive.
Yeah, we're gonna get a landing in and then head out to the east.
Do you want to fly at all?
Sure.
Your airplane.
All right,
I'll hand it to you while we're still 30 degrees banked over.
That's good. What are we at?
46, 47.
All right. All right, to the left.
1RV76, Quebec is 4 miles.
And El Dorado traffic, gate 11 Charlie.
I think my noise canceling didn't die out on me.
Large left pattern to the
Mine is going too.
El Dorado.
Yeah.
Just can't pull up on the stick. I'm like hyper conscious of that.
Oh, I mean, you can. We're not really too close to the G-loading. This is a 6, so the aerobatic gross weight is a lot lower. But I mean, 3 Gs is still a whole lot of Gs.
Yep.
Please on a traffic Cessna 12668, turning right.
Yeah, I added power on you in that first turn.
Downtown. Do you guys have the winds on the field?
Lee Summit traffic, Cessna
That
6731.
is twitchy.
It's not twitchy, it's precise.
Precise.
I said it was twitchy as well. My first instructor corrected me on that.
Cuba traffic, 45 Tango, turning final for 18.
Precise. All right, fine. I guess I'd rather have precise than too lazy.
Yeah. It does what you want it to when you start thinking about it.
76 Quebec is left base, runway 01 Neosho.
I'll go the other way from the airport.
And Springfield downtown, 182 November, is about 6 miles off to your east. It's 3,000 foot. Gardner traffic, 6900, it goes 10 miles to the south for Gardner.
Well, that's interesting. The screen on this got really dark.
Left base, runway 19 Neosho.
I wonder if it went into section mode or something.
I'm just going to come straight in on 21. I'm just going to be parking for a little while, though. Yeah, Springfield approach. November 182, limit November is on about a 5-mile final, runway 21, Springfield.
Yeah, so when I fly with the that's cool, the train down there with all the reflections.
What in the world?
So there's a skydiving pilot down in Wichita.
Okay.
Who he flies. He's a test pilot for Textron as well.
Okay.
So he flies that 182 to its absolute limits, but never actually adding any G's or anything. It's just like what he's doing. So we go up and we'll do a 90-degree turn, and he does a 1G maneuver. You know, you are perfectly 1G, maybe 1.2 Gs during the turn, but the turn is level. He climbs. He turns about 120 degrees, and then slowly brings you back out, and you're 90 degrees from your original point, climbing again.
Wow.
It's just like, how do you do that?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for those pilots who like know exactly the limits of everything.
Yeah. So I've tried to do that. I can get to about that like 100-degree turn and keep that positive G.
Okay.
You know, like doing an aileron roll, you just pull up, you do your turn the entire time. But stopping the turn halfway and then bringing it back down is where I can't, like, I'll start to drop and lose a little bit.
There.
But shall we head over and do a couple of landings?
Let's do it. Your airplane?
My airplane.
All right. You got the controls.
My controls.
Missouri air traffic, King Air 506, Alpha Foxtrot, 7 miles to the south-southwest. Good air left traffic for runway 36 in Clinton, Missouri. Any other traffic in the area, please stop.
508 final 34 accuracy.
I have to fight myself not to say, well, I'm around. Let's see, I think 03 is going to be the best. No wind data. Did we disconnect from over here now?
You should be connected.
Yeah, air is still connected.
Gardner traffic, Cessna 00 Echoes 5 miles to the south for runway 26 at Gardner.
29, we'll plan 03 anyways.
Police on traffic, Cessna 12668 is turning onto a crosswind leg for 36, then we'll be departing out to the east. Police Summit.
360 at 12 over at New Century.
Yeah, so we'll do 03. Miami traffic, experimental 4074 Victor, approximately 2 miles south, 4,200 descending, landing 03 Miami.
Clinton, Missouri, outbound, number 9, Marshall.
Yes, Marshall area traffic, Ag-Truck 1.
There's a lot of people out flying today.
Marshall.
So we still have brakes. I will wait to change fuel tanks until we're a little bit closer down there.
7310 on the go, and we'll sidestep the runway for that Cherokee traffic. And Gardner traffic, 00 Echoes 3 miles to the south. I want to switch over to runway 35.
Yeah, this guy got really done. I wonder if it did go into protection mode.
Foxtrot, turning final 36, full stop, Clinton.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not that hot.
I mean, but it is also right up there in this guy's at least getting a little bit of. And they're the same. Yeah, that one's a couple degrees warmer.
Okay.
Gardner traffic, Cessna 00 Echo is our 2 mile final 35, Gardner.
Our airplane is still producing power.
Augusta traffic, Skyline 6713 Charlie, 3 miles to the east on a practice VOR DME approach, Augusta.
Direct in landing for 18 full stop.
Get off the mic.
Lee Summit traffic, Cessna 6731 Sierra extending upwind so the next plane could follow past us.
Right, 6443 Juliet, enter runway 36, right traffic. 6443 Juliet.
Yeah, so what is the opposing bases as podcast? They have their AirVenture notice review.
El Dorado, Skyhawk,
I can only imagine everybody trying to talk on the radios.
Downwind for runway 4, El Dorado.
Yeah, that's just not.
Yeah.
Was it any good?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was actually pretty good.
I might do that.
I mean, it was a lot of the same information that I've heard from many other pilots. But it sounds like they actually had a video out as well. So you could have the notice in front of you, and it kind of does go through page by page pretty well. I was listening to it as I was getting ready this morning, so
Yeah.
wasn't going through page by page.
Also did a video.
They have a bunch of videos on the approach.
Yeah, like flying it.
Yeah.
You can see it and everything. So.
Miami traffic, experimental 4074 Victor, crossing midfield, entering left downwind 03 Miami, close approach. And boost pump, carb heat, gas is set to right, mixture set to fully rich, prop is in the full forward position, undercarriage is down because those last two are fixed, seat belts and switches
Lee
are
Summit
secure.
traffic, Cessna 6731 Sierra, turning extended crosswind right pattern for runway 36. Lee Summit traffic.
more
I
power.
will say, some of the people who fly in and out of Lee Summit really scare me.
And Cherokee
Yeah.
on the upwind, your
That is
climb
a
rate's a
big
lot better now, so you
downside of
could
being
turn a lot
based
shorter than we did.
More power.
And I see nobody on
Cherokee
final out there.
643
Nobody's
Juliet,
on base.
turning right crosswind. Summit runway.
Miami traffic, experimental 4074 Victor, left base 03 Miami. So I might have turned that a little too early.
500.
Lee Summit traffic, Cessna 6731 Sierra, turning right downwind for runway 36 behind the traffic Cherokee. Lee Summit traffic.
Brakes are still good. Flaps are coming up, power's going in. Away we go. Well, that one wasn't so good.
So, his second chances?
Yeah. That was probably one of my most atrocious landings in quite some time.
Good work using it on me.
I want to watch you fly.
You want to watch me fly?
No.
I was like,
No,
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 thank you.
That was the statement at the beginning of the flight.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. You don't want to scare the newbies, though.
Yeah.
Lee Summit traffic, Cherokee 6443 Juliet, and in a right base full runway 36, Lee Summit traffic.
And we got you inside, should be no factor.
Roger that.
Yeah, doing the power off the entire way there was my accuracy was good on it.
Yeah.
So.
Like you said, I saw you kind of going, okay, I'm going to do my complete turn. Oh, did it a little soon, but still nailed or made the corrections appropriately.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll follow
I'm happy with it.
I got it. You can fly the plane.
Miami traffic, experimental 4074 Victor, downwind 03, close approach Miami. And boost pump, car peak, gas is set to right, mixture set to fully rich, props in the full forward position, undercarriage is down because it is fixed.
Summit traffic, Cherokee
Belts and
6443
switches
Juliet,
are secure.
You're in final for runway 36, Lee Summit traffic.
Did I tell you that I did that on a, so that's my pre-landing checklist.
Okay.
And during my instrument check ride,
Lee Summit traffic, Cessna
the
6731
DPE,
Sierra, turning downwind.
the DPE unbuckled himself between approaches as I was getting set up for the next one. And so I saw him like kind of moving, and that's when I added in the reached over and like grabbed his seatbelt.
East, inbound for right downwind 36, Augusta.
Miami traffic, experimental 4074 Victor, final 03 Miami.
Those examiners, how dare they?
Lee Summit traffic, Cessna 6731 Sierra, turning final runway.
Yeah, his point was that if you have it in your checklist, verify it. Like, okay, valid. Although I don't know how many people would be trying to take off their seatbelts. And float it. Float it. That one was better. And power goes in, and off we go. Yeah, that one was a lot better.
Well done. Also well executed forward slip.
Forward slip all the way to the ground.
6 nautical miles, good to gate 1, take a right base.
Good Lord, radios are awful today.
Augusta traffic, 811 Charlie Tango, turning final, 36 Augusta.
I personally find this terrain alert very useless.
Yeah. Well, so you can have that tie into your like audio output. So if you had this on a phone and it was connected to here playing music or something, that terrain alert would give you an alert.
Correct, but still, the like visual indications
Oh,
it
yeah.
gives you, I find useless. And, like, my entire screen just went away.
Yeah. Instead of being all nice and segmented like this is. What time is it? It is...
Your switch fuel tanks is pretty active. What's your,
15 minutes.
15?
Right down
Clinton traffic, Baron 33 Bravo's turning final, runway 36 Clinton.
Miami traffic, experimental 4074 Victor, downwind, 03, close approach Miami. We're not landing this time. Nobody's on final out there.
Caution, sink rate. Caution, sink rate.
Maryville traffic, 27,300 left downwind. Charlie. Lee Summit traffic, Cessna 6731 Sierra, turning right.
Sink rate,
Runway 36, Lee Summit traffic.
Caution, sink rate,
443 Juliet,
500.
right base for runway.
Caution, sink rate.
A little bumpy. And away we go.
Traffic Cherokee 6443 Juliet on final, runway 36, going to depart.
I hate the days when it's not smooth air.
Go back up to Midwest National.
Gardner traffic, Musketeer 0, circle back is 5, southeast for 35, Gardner. Way 23 right up.
There you go.
Head on back. So my plan with the approach into Oshkosh is essentially, I'm going to go ahead and climb us up to 3,000. I'm essentially just going to let the airplane fly.
And you already have the arrival all programmed in or ready to go?
Not yet. So I actually heard one of the tips that they gave was create user waypoints that have your frequencies in place. So have it on here, create a user waypoint. Where are right there. create a user waypoint.
Lease on the traffic,
and name
Cessna
it
6731 Sierra, turning base,
something
right
like
base,
27
runway 36, lease on the traffic.
with a space and then the frequency that you'll need for it.
Traffic. 2 Charlie Pop is on our right base, turning final runway 16.
Good Lord.
That's pretty rough. Okay.
That was awful. You know, do something like that, 122, 800. And then there's your user waypoint. So of course you'll have to set it up to show on the map or whatever, but but there's your, hey, if you're going 27 right, go to 22 800.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way when they clear you off the Fisk to either continue straight on or go whatever, like there you go, punch it, you're done. No looking through the NOTAM again, no trying to figure it all. I was like, that's a dang good tip.
Yep, that's keeper. That's one of those things you set once and then every year you just verify, yep, still the same, okay, good.
Yep. Oh, so
I've been watching it a little bit.
yeah. You know, there's about 2300. Full power is going to get it up a little bit, but we're still 2300 RPM. So 2400, of course, you know, as we speed up, it'll change a little bit more. But there's a lot more of a change in manifold pressure than there is RPM due to that flexing of the blade, which is kind of neat.
Johnson County Executive Confirmation, Zulu 1253 Zulu weather, wind 01010, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 28, dew point 19er, altimeter 29er83, visual approach and use, landing and departing runway 36, NOTAMs, taxiways Charlie and Delta are closed, taxiway Bravo north of taxiway Echo and south of taxiway Golf is closed, runway 18 M36 localizers are out of service, advise on initial contact, you have information, Zulu.
And we are 15 south. You have a 375, you said?
As of yesterday, Monday.
I love that data field. I'm kind of surprised that's not a default data field, but
Right? Yeah, that should be.
yeah. Executive Tower, experimental 4074 Victor, 14 southwest, 3,000 feet with Zulu.
Experimental 4074 Victor, exec, roger, make a straight in for runway 36, report 5 mile final.
Straight in, 36, 5 mile final will report, 4074 Victor. That's my fuses, yes. So I've got a couple of circuit breakers and then a fuse blocks that comes off of the main.
Okay.
Just because there weren't quite enough of these and I didn't feel like drilling holes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I really should replace this entire panel, but
I mean, that's time.
it's a lot of time.
Money.
Yeah, I figure, you know, here we are, we're within 3 knots of 100 miles, or of 90 knots, right? Because 101 miles an hour is 90 knots.
Okay. Yep.
Something there close enough.
29 Bravo Romeo, exec ground, roger, runway 36, taxi Foxtrot.
And then this leaves me open to just sit out here and just look around the entire time.
ESS 12 ground.
I'm sorry, just to check.
I got one coming out of the
Yeah, we can go through the
Foxtrot
checks.
there.
Landing, or do you want cruise?
Cruise has already been done.
Brakes check.
Brakes are good.
We'll do the fuel pump later. Carb hot. Yeah, okay, this is all just, we'll do this later.
So
you don't have a descent list.
It's the field approach, so I pulled that in from Garmin Pilot.
Okay.
It was one of theirs they had pre-made for another airplane. And I do need to, like, modify those.
Yeah. I heavily modify mine.
I wish that there was that you could pull Garmin Pilots down to be a checklist for, you know, like the check set. Or ACE.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I will, like, I went through and I'm like, okay, for the airplane I'm flying, here's what the POH says. So I start with that, and I'm like, okay, here's the nuances of my particular airplane. And then I'm like, okay, my mental flow does this before that. So
Yeah.
I should switch them in my checklist, or else I'm just going to trip over myself all the time.
Yeah, and there have been a couple of them you've already heard me say, yeah, I do that at the very end. Like,
Yep.
I know that I need to change it.
Yeah, so when I'm using these checklists, it's heavily modified.
Yeah.
And then when I'm using a paper one, like, I've got Sharpie all over it. Like, okay, we do this required, that not, you know.
So I'm going to be flying Gulf. That's what I'm planning on using for most of it.
Yep.
So I'm going to have a card that has my checklists on there, so that I'm going to pop it right in, and here we go through everything. I also want to add in some that have, like, you know, setting up for power off 180s, setting up for all the different maneuvers. Like, actually have a kind of checklist that you can pull up and say, okay, well, here's what I need to think about while doing this maneuver.
Okay. Yeah, I have one checklist that's like proficiency practice. Like, here's, let's see, where is it? That's unfortunate.
Did you lose it?
Maybe. Here it is. Proficiency workout. Here's the parameters, and it gives the tolerances and things like that. So you just, all right, takeoff, medium turns, 90-degree turns, 720-degree turns, slow flight, VOR, landings.
Nice.
Kind of walk through. So, checklists. I'm a fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that I wish the checklists were here. I'm sure that is a big request, but there has to be some value proposition on.
I mean, if you put that one there, then you'd be good. You could have your checklist.
Yeah, if it wasn't. My checklists are up. Can you see them?
No, I just got a black screen. Now it's back.
Yeah. It's just really dark.
Yeah, that's going to be rough. I don't know how we're going to use that same screen. Like,
Yeah.
the more and more it's just like, oh, we can't use that. We can't use this. Like, we can't use the screen. That's a big piece of that puzzle.
I kind of wonder as well, though. I mean, this is all rubberized, so I wonder if that's holding in a little bit of the heat. But yeah, this is the first time I've actually seen it go dead like that.
Okay.
Company 9 Bravo Romeo, ready to go here, 36 to the east.
Mooney 9 Bravo Romeo, exec tower runway 36, cleared for takeoff eastbound approved.
Okay, we'll let it go 36 for 9BR.
Yeah, if we pull the processor,
Yeah.
we swap the display.
And there's not a lot of stuff that we're
At that
reusing
point,
from it. Yeah.
everything else is a little less critical.
I even showed Tony how easy it is to fly an approach with this. Just hit the autopilot button, the approach button, and it'll take you all the way down. Then all you're doing is controlling your power. Executive Tower, experimental 4074 Victor, 5 miles south.
Experimental 4074 Victor, roger, runway 36, clear to land.
36 clear to land, 4074 Victor. Bumpy. And I really hope that it's not bumpy like that at Osh. chugging along nice and slow.
90 knots for however many miles.
Yeah, just getting bumped up. All right, and boost pump, carb heat. Gas is set to right, mixture is set to fully rich, props in the full forward position, undercarriage is down because those last two are fixed. I assume that your seatbelt is still secured.
You gonna verify that?
I said I assumed this time. Yes, it is. Or it was your belt, I don't know which one I grabbed.
Yeah, just grab something. I'm still in here.
Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have grabbed out my foggles and done a approach into here.
Could have logged it. I left my foggles there too.
Well, my foggles are
Oh, they're back
there. But I mean, at this point, we're
Yeah.
too close. So my trim that I set for takeoff is still in the exact same
You
position.
haven't, yeah, I noticed. You have not touched that.
There is no trim. Even when you were flying, you were just like, yeah, there's no. You didn't feel a need for it, I assume.
Nope, I did not.
Renee 16 Bravo Charlie, exec, you cleared to Hutchinson Airport style, maintain 3000. Expect flight level 220, 10 minutes after departure. Kansas City departure frequency be 118.9, squawk 4634. River 6 Bravo Charlie, read back correct. River 6 Bravo Charlie, Roger, runway 36, taxi via Alpha.
Yeah, I would be interested though where if I do hook up auto trim, which I need to, it's just clipping two wires, right? If I hook up the auto trim, I wonder where it would hand me back the airplane, where the indicator
How much
would be.
it would move?
Yeah.
Traffic.
Over there to our left.
River 47 Victor, correction 74 Victor, you can exit at Golf.
Golf Alpha Hotel.
And River 74 Victor, just monitor me on ground on the way, and you have a good day.
74 Victor over to ground, thank you very much. All right, let's clean ourselves up really quick. My ELT is not flashing at me. We're on ground. Flaps are up, fuel pump's off.
Back to the cheap stuff.
Back to the cheap stuff. I mean, times are rough. Feels expensive.
It is. It truly is.
Yeah, I was worried as well that my engine temperatures would get a little warm running there at 90 knots. But we're good.
Yeah, no, it seems like your cooling is all set. Yeah, it's going to be a great flight.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to enjoy.
Now the task becomes where to find the cheap 100 low lead. Because my right tank is right now it should be probably about 5.5.
Okay.
4 to 5 gallons over there. And music.